everyone. Today I'm going to be teaching you about a practical interviewing strategy based on research in the field of organizational psychology. Now, the psychology of interviewing is all about self-presentation, or the process of looking good to other people. So who is that chameleon in the mirror? Spoiler alert, it's you if you're successfully applying the self-presentation strategy of mirroring. So what is this concept of mirroring? Well, mirroring is a form of spontaneous self-presentation, meaning that it happens naturally. Put simply, it's matching behavior that occurs in the context of a social interaction. When an interaction is going well, we tend to match the behaviors, postures, tone, and body language of the other person. Now, in interviews, research shows that interviewer mirroring behavior varies. Or in other words, interviewers match the behavior of some interview candidates more than others. Research also suggests that this mirroring process appears to occur at a subconscious level, meaning that interviewers are unaware that their matching behavior varies or changes from candidate to candidate. So it appears to happen without conscious effort or awareness in the moment. So how does mirroring affect interview outcomes? Well, more matching on the part of the interviewer is associated with a more positive evaluation of the candidate, whereas less matching on the part of the interviewer is associated with a less positive evaluation of the candidate. Or in other words, mirroring affects the likelihood that a candidate will get the job. Why? Because mirroring relates to interview rapport, or the amount of trust and comfort that's been established in the relationship between interviewer and interviewee, which therefore contributes to interview success. So mirroring research has implications for both spontaneous and strategic forms of self-presentation. At your next interview, if you notice that mirroring is happening naturally, that's a good sign that it's going well. However, if you notice that mirroring is not happening in your interview, you can strategically or deliberately introduce mirroring into the interaction in an effort to establish positive perceptions of the interview. Because when mirroring is present in an interaction, the other person feels like it went better. However, there's a big caveat here. If you're going to use mirroring strategically, you have to make it look spontaneous and natural. You have to be a chameleon about it. You have to essentially change naturally with your surroundings without being detected, because if the person knows that you're doing it deliberately, it loses its effect and you just look awkward. So Ellen DeGeneres actually recently critiqued mirroring research on her show. Let's take a look at what happens when mirroring goes wrong.
So today I'm asking my viewers to start doing something called Ellen's mirror moves. I want to see you imitate people without them knowing it. Be as creative as you can without getting arrested.
Okay, so what have we learned about interviewing today? Well, in order to avoid detection and the socially awkward consequences that can follow, when you're using mirroring strategically, remember to be a chameleon. Hopefully at your next interview, you can move from spontaneous to strategic self-presentation without getting caught.